Suigetsu is something that's really popular within Japanese martial arts as well, and it is a philosophy. I know that it doesn't matter what Koryu you're learning, there's going to be a technique called Shinmyoken, because it's just a very common philosophy in the martial arts. Suigetsu is also something that's very common as well, and it means moon on the water. Now, a lot of people, they do misinterpret it a little bit, but I don't know that their misinterpretation is like abusively wrong, but I think they miss the essence of why people, the utilization of Suigetsu in its relation to Ninjutsu. So there are, and I do want to preface that because there are some sword schools and samurai bujutsu schools that'll use the philosophy of Suigetsu differently than other schools, right? So when we talk about Suigetsu, it's going to be like moon on the water, and the philosophy is ninjutsu, or the ninja should utilize the idea and the principles of Suigetsu within how the enemy perceives them. So if it's late night and you're down at the lake and there's a full moon, you can see the moon clearly on the lake. It's clear. It's so clear that if you just zone out, it would almost seem as though the moon is right there, right? You can go and touch the moon on the lake, and when you do, it'll ripple. And it seems as though you're so close you can touch it. But when you do touch it, you realize it wasn't ever really there. So that philosophy is how ninjutsu should be. It should be where they think that you're closer than what you are, and when then they try to touch, or they try to capture you, or they try to, that type of thing, you weren't there. They missed you by this much. Yep. So like when you look at sword techniques, so you see the techniques where they try to make a technique and they miss you by this much, but then you counter and you get a clean strike to your opponent because you were the one in the right place. They just thought you were closer. So with Suigetsu, when people start talking about Suigetsu or whatnot, the idea, it means moon on the water, and that already people see that as this magical type of a philosophy. But if you take the magical side of it and the philosophy, and you kind of just put the esoteric aspects to the side a little bit, and you look at, okay, what does this philosophy mean in direct relation to physical skills, physical combat? How does that fit physical combat? The way it fits physical combat when we're discussing Suigetsu is it's the reflection of the moon appears that you are so close you can touch it, but when you do, it'll dissipate and you're not as close as you thought. And that's what's related to Ninjutsu.